Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of the Koffers News. I am back home in sunny Southern California. I'm out here attending Monsterpalooza this week and visiting friends and family. But during my travels across the great country of the United States, especially the Southwest, so much news broke that, well, I had to take a little time out of my little vacation to update you guys on what's coming that's going to make a huge dent in your wallet. And out the gate, we have Hiya swinging hard with their Mecha King Ghidorah basic exquisite figure. Man, look at how beautiful this thing is. I've been really digging what Hiya's been doing with the basic Godzilla line, aka the Toho Godzilla line, the non-Monsterverse Godzilla line, and thus far, man, this looks like their magnum opus, if you will. So this is part of the basic exquisite line. He is due next year and is currently up for pre-order and will run about $120 depending on who you buy him from. Much like many of the other Hiyas, I would jump on this early because I have a feeling that this thing is going to shoot up in price. I've seen a couple of the prototypes, but this is the first time seeing this thing painted, and I gotta tell you guys, Hiya's been just handing SH Monster Arts their butt on a silver platter with these figures. They are hands down better and more economically affordable than anything SH has done. Like I said at the top of this video, I am back in California for Monsterpalooza. As you're watching this video, it's come and gone, but that doesn't mean that Mondo wasn't there repping, and they had an exclusive for the show that you can still get. This is another colorway of their Urban Aztec King Ghidorah by Jesse Hernandez. I saw this thing in person. It is absolutely stunning. It's huge. And of course, this is the classic King Ghidorah colorway. If you've seen the other variations of this figure, you know how beautiful it is. Now, I did say this was a Monsterpalooza exclusive, but you can pre-order it on their Mondo shop right now. It's still available. It's due around October. It'll run for about $275, give or take taxes and the tariff situation right now. But it is totally worth it. If you couldn't get the other colorways, this is definitely one to have in your collection. Look how huge it is. In fact, I actually shot some video to show you how this thing looks in person. You can see the detailing, the absolute scale. It is a magnificent piece of vinyl art. Mondo's vinyls, man, they have continued to absolutely stun me. Also at Monsterpalooza, Mondo showed off their next vinyl figure, and this one is leaning more into the classic Japanese side, and that's because it is a co-promotion with Tanaka Studios. This is a more of a designer style vinyl figure based on the Godzilla maquette and kind of the concept art. Saw this thing in person. I know a lot of people are looking at it, looks like fried chicken. That's because it's not finished right now. They tentatively have a fall 2025 date. I'm assuming probably around Comic-Con we'll get a better idea of how much this guy's going to cost and the colorways that they're going to offer. But as far as like more Japan style Sofubi, this is as close as we're probably going to get on the American side, and it actually looks pretty damn spectacular. And while we don't have much on this, X Plus is teasing a King Kong vinyl figure. We just have this little teaser image right now. No word. This was shown off at a show in Tokyo about a week and a half ago. I'm assuming Summer Wonderfest will probably get a good look at what they're offering. But hey, more Kong stuff. This past week, the good people at Good Smile broke everyone's brains with their very first official Godzilla Nendoroid figure. If you don't know what the Nendoroid is, these are these cutesy little super deformed action figures that they have. They stand about 3 to 4 inches tall, and they're adorable. That's the whole thing. This isn't the first time that Good Smile has done a Godzilla property. They made the human characters from Singular Point, but this is their first Godzilla figure, and of course it's based on Shin Godzilla. You can pre-order them now through the Good Smile website, and I'm assuming the other boys like Big Bad Toy Store and even the Godzilla store will have this up. The retail on this from the yen to US conversion was about $65, so probably expect somewhere around that, maybe a little more, just depending on where we are with the situation with the tariffs. But it shouldn't be a big bank breaker, but he looks adorable. And if you order him through the Good Smile website, you get those tail and breath beams as an exclusive. They don't come with the figure if you order them through the other outlets. He does have the glow spikes, so he's very customizable. If you love chibi, if you love kawaii, if you love cutesy stuff, this is up your alley. And I kind of hope that this thing takes off, because I would love to see the other kaiju done in the Nendoroid style. All right, we're hopping over to the Godzilla store. They have been releasing all kinds of what I'm calling impulse buy and Krusty the Clown level merchandise of Godzilla. They just revealed these bath bomb little chibi figures. They stand about 3 inches, and basically you throw them in a bath. You get, for your kid, the ball dissolves and you get a mystery figure inside. So there's Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, the little Shin Kumakata, Gigan, and Destoroyah. These are awesome. I don't have a price on them yet because they are Godzilla store exclusive. They are also continuing their desktop monster series. So these are cool little Godzilla figures that can hold up your phone. And we have 2 Shins. We have basic and the Atomic Breath variant. These run about $45, at least when I was in Japan. Most likely they will be available on the American Godzilla store probably in about a month or 2. But if you want to order them through the Japanese Godzilla store, you can do it right now through Bai. And if, these are perfect for your office at home or at work, or even if you just want something a little cool that you can prop your phone up, that is what these guys are made for. They're stunning. I had one. It's fantastic. And then finally, do you need a tissue dispenser? Because Toho has you covered. This Godzilla store exclusive Godzilla -1 tissue dispenser is exactly what it is. Put your tissues in there, pull them out of Godzilla's mouth to make it look like he's breathing fire, recreating the boat scene from Godzilla -1. I don't have a price on this yet, as I don't think it is up online, but it was seen in the store, so it might be you have to physically go to the Godzilla store. So if you're in Japan right now, you could probably pick this bad boy up. I'm hoping to get a little more information on this pretty soon. Ben Presto keeps churning out the goods. They've introduced a semi-new line of their UFO claw catcher vinyl figures. This one is the first of their Godzilla vintage art figures. Basically, you're not getting a full figure, you're getting more of a diorama kind of scene. These are UFO claw catcher prizes. So basically, if you're in Japan, you have to win them. Thankfully, Ban Presto sells them overseas because, well, we don't have a lot of the UFO catchers, and they're relatively cheap. This guy is running for $24.99, and he's actually available for pre-order now on places like Big Bad Toy Store, Crunchyroll, and the Godzilla store. He is out in Japan now. I have seen pictures of people who have won him, and this actually looks pretty dang awesome. In probably the wildest news in the vinyl art world, Plex, the new distributing arm of X Plus stuff, revealed 2 new Godzilla vinyl art figures, part of the Godzilla vinyl art line. If you've seen these things, they're these artistically styled vinyl figures. These are from Kagimaru Studios. They stand about 6.5 inches and they run for 22,000 yen, so roughly 150 bucks American. Now, these are available through the Bandai Plex website, so you're gonna have to wait until an American arm distributes these, but I'm expecting Big Bad Toy Store will probably have these up by the time you see this. These are very cool stylized little figures. If you're into this stuff, this is up your alley. If you're not, well, you know, you can give or take. Considering the size and the price, it's not for everyone. You know, they're about 6.5 inches and running at about, you know, 150 bucks. That's quite a lot. But if you're a vinyl art collector, these are a must-have. Bandai Namco threw us all for a loop. This is the 30th anniversary of Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, and continuing their Godzilla action figure line, they revealed 2 brand new figures this past week. Yes, we are getting another Godzilla figure. This one is Godzilla 95 in the burning form. The cool thing about this one is that he comes with smoke effects. So that way you can get that cool steam effect that Godzilla had in the movie. And if you don't like it, well, you can just have the regular burning look to them. I've reviewed these action figures. I dig them quite a bit. They're just maybe a tad pricey for what they are, but considering where the action figure market is, they're about on par with like a Marvel Legend. So you can get Godzilla, or you can get a brand new Destoroyah. Destoroyah is the first non-Godzilla based kaiju in this entire line, and this is the one I am absolutely curious about, considering the way that these things are packaged. You know, you have to partially assemble these things when you buy them. Basically, the box is about like 4 inches, so usually the left side of the figure, the arm and the leg and the tail are popped off, and so some assembly required. The Destoroyah looks pretty big, and it's going to be interesting to see this thing in an action figure form. That one is the one I am most curious to get my hand on, and I'm also very curious what the price point on this guy is going to be, because like I said, on average these things are running about $25 to $30. The Destoroyah looks a little bit bigger, so is that going to affect the price point? We'll have to wait and see. These are actually due in a couple of weeks as you watch this video. So June 2025 is when they're supposed to hit shelves in Japan, and I believe they're going to probably hit shelves out here not long after. So probably around July, you'll start seeing these things pop up on online retailers and Target and Walmarts, where they are sold in the collector's side. More Godzilla action figures, the better. I love action figures. I always wanted Godzilla action figures as a kid, and this line has not disappointed me. You can check out my reviews of the Godzilla 91, the Kiru, and the Godzilla 2004 on this page. Just scroll down through the Koffers. So looking forward to this. As you can see, Destoroyah is going to be very interesting indeed. And the inevitable has happened. We have our very first G-Source variant figure. The reveal of a new -1 G-Source figure was shown off literally 2 days ago as of this recording. So this is the -1 figure, which was the launch figure of this line. These are about 10.5 to 12 inch artistic style vinyl figures. They are a little pricey. I believe in Japan they start at close to $175. So by the time you get import, you're paying upwards of $200 to $300 for these things. But they are big. So the -1 was released early last year. This is a variant. It's the Train Biter -1. It comes with a brand new head sculpt and a train that goes in the mouth, as you can see. The train is removable. So here's the thing. This The original variant sold out pretty quick. You can still buy it online, but you're going to buy it at an aftermarket price. So if you missed out on that, you can pick up this one to add to that collection. If you're a vinyl collector, I know a lot of people love these things. As you can see how big it actually is. The problem is the price point. I saw these things in person, and I'm not sure if putting down close to $300 for this thing is really worth it or not, but that is up to you, the buyer. Honestly, you could probably get a X Plus and be just as happy with that. But if this is your jam, this is your chance to pick up what you might have missed out on. And finally, Gashapons. Who doesn't love Gashapons? If you've ever been to Japan, you know that Gashapons grow like weeds and they form forests. And Godzilla Gashapons are as common as a butterfly in the summertime. So Bandai revealed their next line of Gashapon figures, which are based on the 64 movie, Mothra vs. Godzilla. So we get a Godzilla 64. These are HG, so they have a higher sculpt and they look beautiful. So we get Godzilla, we get a Mothra and Minya that looks like they come in the same capsule. And Mothra comes with an alternate tail that he can bite on and you can put onto the Godzilla figure. There's also a Varan, which I have not seen them do a Varan in probably over a decade, which just brings me no amount of joy. And finally, there's an Odo Island Godzilla, which I think is the first that they've done. This might be a new Odo Island. It's kind of hard to keep up with the Gashis because they just crank these things out like about every 6 months. The beauty about Gashapons, they're small. They're about 3.5 inches tall, which means you can collect a lot of them and they don't take up a lot of room, and they are fairly cheap. I collected quite a few while I was in Japan this past holiday season, and I spent maybe no more than like $15 completing a whole collection. These will be available in the United States either through online retailers, or if you have a Bandai Gashapon station in your neck of the woods. Usually these things do their run in Japan and then they import them over here to America. Currently, the Destoroyah Monsters and Godzilla X Kong are in those Bandai Gashapon arcades, so you can pick them up there. If not, you can just order them online, or if you know someone in Japan, give them about $10 and you can go get one. All right, that's it for new stuff. Just a reminder, we have a couple of reviews out this week. We reviewed the Arbiter Mecha Godzilla keyboard. You can check out that review right now. We also have reviews for some awesome new Bandai Movie Monster Series figures, including the 2000 Godzilla. There's also the 98 Godzilla up there, and I reviewed Super Impulse's Mr. Potato Head Godzilla. Yeah, the craziest looking Godzilla out there. Those are all on this channel, so do go check those out. Well, there you guys go. That's everything. It's quite a bit, and it's a lot of cool stuff. We are now in the summer months. Comic-Con is around the corner, so I'm expecting a lot more announcements from the American side. The Japanese side just keeps cranking them out. We are halfway to Godzilla Day in November again, so expect a lot. If you're watching this channel, do keep an eye out. I have a couple of videos for my trip down here in Southern California. Monsterpalooza obviously is one, but I went to round one and discovered a very awesome Godzilla game, so stay tuned for that. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. If you don't like to download, you can stream us on all of your favorite podcast streamers, including Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you might find better podcasts. We're also on social media. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.com. If you want to reach out, say hi, that's the place to go. Or if you want to keep up to date with all the late breaking news that I recapped in this video and so much more in the world of giant monsters, that's the place to go. On that note, that will wrap up this edition of the Koffers News. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.